Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the InsideBlockchain show on Crypto TV Plus. Every Monday morning, Crypto TV Plus brings you news headlines of top stories, interview with an expert, and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The InsideBlockchain show, only on Crypto TV Plus.
And keep watching Crypto TV. Don't touch that dial. Peace.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
Hello and welcome to the program. You're watching Inside Blockchain live on Crypto TV Plus. I am Bobby Adike. Now, as the world is gradually adopting a new way of financial transaction and advancement, Nigeria has positioned itself to be a trailblazer in the adoption of the central bank digital currency, or CBDC, with the launch of the eNaira. This took place on Monday, 25th of October 2021. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, had postponed the launch of the eNaira on the 1st of October, citing key activities lined up for the country's 61st independence anniversary. With the unveiling of the eNaira, Nigeria becomes the first African country to launch a CBDC with the rollout of two applications, the eNaira Speed Wallet and the eNaira Merchant Wallet. Now, the aim is to ensure enhanced cross-border trade, swift financial inclusion, cheaper and faster remittance inflows, payment systems efficiency, local and diaspora payments, and transparency in the taxation system, amongst a whole lot of benefits. The eNaira is funded by transferring fiat money from the regular e-banking apps and will have the same value as the Naira. Now, our focus today will be on the effects of this move on the Nigerian economy, how it will promote financial inclusion, as well as how it will foster adoption of the digital currency era. Joining us to dig deep into the workings of the eNaira is Senator Ihenyen, President of the Stakeholders in Blockchain Association of Nigeria and lead partner at Infusion Lawyers. You're welcome to the program, Senator.
Thank you very much.
I'm very elated and happy to have you here in the studio with us.
I'm really happy to be here too.
Yeah, so first of all, have you downloaded the eNaira app?
Oh yes, I have.
Okay, so what has your experience been so far with the app?
Well, for me, I believe it's not been a good one because since I downloaded that app, it's just been on my phone.
Wow.
I haven't been able to use it because I'm unable to create an account. Just to create an account, I've not been able to sign up.
Fascinating. So what would you say? What would you say is actually the cause of that? What would you say is behind that?
Well, I wouldn't want to generalize, but in my case, according to what the interface is telling me, I do not. My CBVN is currently not the same as the one. How will I put it now? In the bank accounts, attached to my bank accounts, and that's a little funny.
Wow, that's a bit strange.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, so what change do you think this eNaira innovation will bring to the e-payment space, specifically in Nigeria?
All right, you know, when it comes to central bank digital currencies generally, you find that the purpose is to optimize commerce. So there is need for a new digital economy where you have money or internet money or digital money having to fuel all of the commerce going on there.
Yeah.
So the purpose of the eNaira is just to serve that, I believe, like every other digital currency.
Yeah.
But how is this going to really impact on the payment systems? I believe that would depend on the design of the eNaira by the central bank. As you know, even the Bank of International Settlements, which is like the central bank of all central banks,
exactly,
has since advised how different countries should go about their CBDC adoption.
Yeah.
And it has left a lot of room for countries to determine what they really need specially. So it comes back to we have to go back and ask ourselves, in terms of Nigeria, with all the circumstances surrounding Nigeria, what are those things that we really want to leverage on when it comes to CBDCs? The CBN has answered that question, by saying that, hey, we need to focus on enabling or improving payments. We need to make payments cheaper,
yes,
both locally and internationally and all of that. But how that will really happen, we're yet to see. As you can hear from what I just said,
yes,
I'm yet to be onboarded. I haven't used it. I don't know anyone who has been able to transfer or make payments in naira.
Oh, exactly. Fantastic stuff. So now, the CBN governor did mention that the eNaira is a journey that we just begun. Now, what would you like to see the eNaira do, or what would make it any different from the existing fiat naira that we already have?
All right. As we know, Nigeria's fintech sector is quite advanced, as it were. And so when it comes to payments, we're already doing a lot of work in that regard. And so for the eNaira, I imagine that the eNaira would not be duplicating what the electronic naira in my bank account already does. I imagine that the eNaira will help to ensure cheaper transactions, especially remittances, right?
Yes.
And also, of course, cross-border payments that will enable merchants do more business with people in other jurisdictions. I also imagine that the eNaira will create room for financial inclusion in terms of all of those up to 40% Nigerians who are presently cut out from the financial system can at least have access to financial and banking services through the eNaira as well. Those are the two core areas I think that the eNaira should have some significant impacts. In terms of the other parts, normal payments and all, I think that my bank and your bank and their banks perhaps already does a good job with those.
Yeah, fantastic stuff, some fantastic stuff. So we'll pick it up right after this commercial. Stay with us. There is a way you can make money from supporting your favorite football club. Fan Token. Fan Token is the game changer.
Socios.com, a trusted app for crypto and sports fans where you get to purchase fan tokens. Whoa! So crypto meets sports.
And keep watching Crypto TV. Don't touch that dial. Peace.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Inside Blockchain, live from Crypto TV Plus. Today's edition of the Inside Blockchain show is brought to you by OKEX, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. Before we went on a break, we were taking a look at the effects of the eNaira launch on the Nigerian economy. And Senator, you did mention when I asked you what core areas or what would you like to see the eNaira do differently from the already existing eNaira, and you made a very strategic point there. So now can you help us with your thoughts on the distinction between what the eNaira is and what a cryptocurrency is? Because I believe that's like a hot topic for cryptocurrency enthusiasts in Nigeria at the moment. So just help us with a distinction.
All right, thank you very much. First of all, we cannot deny the fact that the emergence of CBDCs, including, of course, the eNaira, cannot be detached completely away from the emergence of decentralized cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin and all of them.
Yes.
Now, in terms of the differences, when you look at CBDCs or the eNaira, you're looking at a centrally controlled money, right? You're looking
Yes.
at a legal tender that is minted, created, distributed, issued by the central bank. You're also looking at a currency that has a central authority who is the intermediary between that money, between the central bank and, of course, what's it called, and the users.
Yes.
Now, you talk about eNaira as well. It's unlimited. You don't have any limits to this, just the same way that you cannot have limits to the Naira. Any number of the Naira could be printed or minted anytime without anyone asking what the limit should be. Now, in contrast to that, you look at cryptocurrencies. First of all, cryptocurrencies don't have any central authorities, such as any central bank or any bank at all. They are decentralized, highly decentralized, in such a way that there is no authority or third party or middleman
Yes.
within transactions. It's peer-to-peer. Secondly, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, you're also looking at the currency that usually, in short, most cryptocurrencies are limited in supply. That means that you don't have issues of inflation. They are usually deflationary because they have limits. For instance, the Bitcoin, which is the most popular cryptocurrency, is limited to 21 million.
Yes.
And because of that, the value
Keeps increasing.
keeps increasing.
Yes.
Another thing we need to look at, in contrast to eNaira or CBDCs, is that you're looking at peer-to-peer transactions, right?
Yes.
Enabled by means of protocols or network. So it's more like network money. No one is controlling anything. And unlike the eNaira or CBDCs, you won't have all of those KYC and all of that going on there, because how it works is that it uses cryptography. Although eNaira also uses cryptography, right?
If I can just comment,
Yes.
if I can just come in now. Now, I believe the issue here is because most people are of the opinion that why would they invest in cryptocurrency that you can't hold anyone liable in any case of any financial loss or loss of funds or hack or anything. And some people actually have that mindset in contrast to the eNaira because it is centralized and the central bank calls all the shots and supervises everything. So I believe what people need to understand is, from your own opinion, how would you give us that distinction? Is the eNaira better than cryptocurrency, or is the cryptocurrency that is already existing better than the eNaira?
Well, that's an interesting question. Well, from my own point of view, I think that both cryptocurrencies have their different uses. It's not. It shouldn't be a competition. Central bank.
Some people, though.
Yes. so to many, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
Central bank digital currencies, they come with a lot of trust. Trust because it's controlled and managed by a body that you know, which is the central bank here.
Yeah.
So the central bank is telling you that put your trust in us. We're here. We're not Satoshi Nakamoto, whom you know nothing about,
of, yes.
right? So that's some advantage. There are many players in the space, including, of course, people in the mainstream sector who believe that it's better to go for the eNaira rather than going for Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
But there are also people who have other use cases for this stuff. They are more looking at privacy. There are people who are concerned about their privacy. There are people who also have been cut out from the present financial system, all right? Because, of course, 40% of Nigerians not having access to banking and financial services is an issue.
Problem, yes.
And so those people, if they can get their hands on some of these technologies and then leverage on that without KYC and all that, they can enable transactions. So in terms of which is better, I think that they have their comparative advantages depending on who is using it, right?
Exactly.
But I think that one thing that cryptocurrencies, not eNaira now, has to some good extent,
Yes.
is this: cryptocurrencies are decentralized, and because they are decentralized, they enable peer-to-peer transactions, and then you're able to have. It's even globalized. It has universal accessibility.
Yes.
So you find people from anywhere in the world able to access cryptocurrencies from anywhere without any questions, no intermediaries, no people asking questions about stuff.
So just to wrap it up,
yes,
what you're saying is, from your own point of view, cryptocurrencies are better. Can we quote you on that?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay.
I said cryptocurrencies could be better depending on the use cases, depending on who is using it.
Okay.
So institutions might prefer generally to go with the eNaira or CBDCs,
Okay.
and then perhaps retail or retail retail users, individuals, might prefer to go for cryptocurrencies. Also, you know that unlike the eNaira, cryptocurrencies can also be a source of investments, which is a big reason why it's been adopted today. So if I want to go for cryptocurrencies for the purpose of investments, you wouldn't be able to convince me to buy the eNaira because...
Yeah, okay, so just to wrap it up because we're running out of time, I want to look at the issue of scalability. Now, over time, we've seen blockchains like Ethereum having issues of scalability due to the multiple decentralized apps built on it. Now, when you relate this to the eNaira being built on a private blockchain, which is centralized. Now, the issue of scalability, some people are of the opinion that the eNaira will be 100% more scalable when you compare it to cryptocurrencies. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, that's theoretically true. When you compare the advantages and disadvantages of a blockchain, a public blockchain and a private blockchain, it's pretty clear. So we know that the eNaira is built on a private blockchain. And to that extent, issues around scalability, speed, and all of that, it does more work. It does better compared to cryptocurrencies that are built on public blockchains. We realize that this is, when it comes to public blockchains, there is this security, scalability trade-off, right? So it is not because public blockchains can't be faster, but those who have developed it believe that it's better secured than having to have more speed. So it's about drop speed and be more secure. So public blockchains are more secure compared to private blockchains.
Oh, fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. So let's take a breather. We'll pick it up right after this break.
Oh, Qlib. No. It's pronounced clip and not Qlib. Clip. Clip is Africa's #1 NFT platform. This means it's passionate about valuing, distributing, and adding utility to African art through NFTs. Imagine owning the original copy of Wizkid's track, Essence, as an NFT. There are other use cases of NFTs.
And keep watching Crypto TV. Don't touch that dial. Peace.
This program is brought to you by OKEX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.
If you're still watching us, this is InsideBlockchain live from Crypto TV Plus. We're still looking at the eNaira and exploring the various impacts on the economy. So, Senator, before we went on the break, now, the CBN also highlighted that the eNaira would improve financial inclusion. And I understand that one of the major challenges of financial inclusion is the fact that network providers are yet to cover certain locations that are far too reaching for, geographically speaking, that are far too reaching, and thereby restricting e-payment platforms from these areas. Now, how can the eNaira bridge this gap and ensure an inflow of massive adoption and usage of the speed wallets as well as the merchant wallets?
That's a fantastic question. Financial inclusion is a big issue, not only in Nigeria, but in most developing countries. And I believe that the eNaira is a great opportunity. It should help us to expand the room a bit when it comes to financial inclusion. Yes, we know that in Nigeria, there has been a lot of increase in the adoption when it comes to mobile phones. Yes. Mobile phones. A lot of Nigerians have mobile phones, but there's this issue about internet penetration as well. What the CBN has done, at least has said it would do, is to ensure that there's also the USSD code available, so that wherever you are in the country, even if you don't have a smartphone, you can always access eNaira and carry out transactions on the eNaira platform if you have a phone, just a phone. You don't need to be on the internet. I think that will help to expand the financial inclusion bracket a lot, because I know many Nigerians who are, who don't have a smartphone. They are outside, they are cut out from the access from the internet, but they have a phone. That USSD should be able to make that work. Oh, fantastic. And one of the things about that is, I also like the fact that the Central Bank of Nigeria has come up with a tiered framework So if you look at the guidelines published by the CBN, it did say that there will be 3 levels. So the first tier, which is limited to 20,000 naira
yes, for
transaction.
The
yes, for the unbanked.
Yes.
For the unbanked, 20,000 naira per day, and a limit of I think up to 120K. You know, I think that's pretty good because many Nigerians fall into that bracket. Many, and I can imagine millions of them. So if that is there, I expect that that should help to propel that financial inclusion stuff a bit.
Taking a cue from what you said, now you did mention the USSD. Now I'm led to ask, how is that any different from the already existing online payment solutions that our financial institutions are already offering? Because bringing in USSD, I mean, every bank has a USSD portal. So how is that any different?
Thank you very much, and that's a good question because USSD is already available with the traditional naira.
Yes.
So saying that it will also be available for the eNaira may not really make any much difference, except, and I come back to the point I was trying to make earlier, except the central bank focuses on what I believe, in my opinion, is the core or are the core advantages of the eNaira: remittances, cross-border payments. Those are the 2 areas I see the eNaira playing a significant role. I think that the electronic naira, not the CBDC now,
yes,
the electronic naira in our bank accounts, they're already doing the job. So it will just be a matter of duplicating stuff. And if you really look at the risk that come with cryptocurrency or cryptography, all of this stuff, wallets, hacks and all that, the CBN would just be unnecessarily creating risk for users if it does not focus on remittances and cross-border transactions. I have to re-emphasize this. Remittances is one area that Nigeria really needs to drive. In the last maybe 1 year or 2, we've lost up to 20-something% in terms of remittances to Nigeria. And I know that if you look at the last few years, say 5 years, perhaps up to 90% of remittances, Nigeria's lost all that. So I expect that the central bank and all of its stakeholders can look at how they could possibly use the eNaira to attract more remittances into the country by enabling cheaper transactions, faster transactions. All of these bottlenecks and bureaucracy around international money transfers, they need to be dropped. If they are not dropped, there's no reason to drive the eNaira. I think the traditional naira is already doing a good job there. If we are not ready to disrupt that space, because that's where we need the eNaira. If you look at China, all right, China is looking at this CBDC stuff from a global commerce perspective, from a global leader perspective. Yes. They want to leverage on the yuan, e-yuan, to be able to dominate international transactions. Nigeria.
I believe the issue of China is a
yes,
very, would I say, I wouldn't want to use the word complicated, but that's almost what it is. Because now, like you said, they're looking at it from a global perspective to use the e-yuan to dominate, you know. But at the same time, we see this, it just seems as if it takes every 2 to 3 years, there's this usual crackdown or ban on cryptocurrency. So I just believe that China's issue is a very, 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 very distinctive issue. So now, prior to the launch of the eNaira on the 1st of October, there were multiple reports online citing an infringement by the Central Bank of Nigeria on the trademark of a Nigerian company, which I'm sure you must have heard of. Now, this company is named eNaira Payment Solutions Limited. Now, Senator, we didn't hear much of that anymore, and this begs the question, how did the CBN actually manage that, situation?
Well, I also followed that story, and I was preparing to have the eNaira launched on October 1 when that story came from nowhere. I do not know how the CBN has managed it. I don't work with the CBN. I'm not its consultant. I believe the CBN will be in a better position to explain that. But if what the judge at the Federal High Court said is anything to go by, I believe that was how it was managed. The judge said, before even going into the issue before it, said that it believes that this is an issue that can be properly managed. and should not disrupt the plans of the CBN to launch the eNaira on October 1. So the judge was able to say, you guys can go ahead with the launch, all right? I'm sure that the CBN will be able to settle the private company who has brought up the infringement action.
Okay, keyword settle. Okay.
Settle. So I don't know how far that has gone. I don't know if there have been settlements. Of course, as a lawyer myself,
yes,
I have some legal opinions regarding that, but perhaps the CBN will have to pay for that.
Oh, fantastic stuff, Senator. Okay, so before we let you go, finally, now on its privacy policy, the Central Bank of Nigeria stated that it would not accept any responsibility for the security of data transmitted over the eNaira website, Now, despite the fact that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, stating that the platform would help strengthen the country's fiscal policy and financial security as well. So what do you think this translates for users of the eNaira website and the wallet as well?
All right. This has become a bit controversial. And the thing is this, generally, every business, every corporation, every entity, every agency wants to secure itself and limit all risk as much as possible.
Yeah.
So usually it is not out of place to have an entity have on its website that, hey, we are not going to be liable for this and that and that. People can get any law firm or lawyer to bring up any of those terms. It's their terms and conditions. But it's a whole ball game whether those terms and conditions will stand the test of law, yes, when they are being tested. For instance, when it comes to data protection and privacy, that's one area where the Nigeria Data Protection Regulation 2019 comes in. And I am not aware, I practice data protection and privacy, and I'm not aware that a data controller can, by means of a terms and conditions of privacy policy, say that I'm not going to be reliable.
Yes.
If you're not going to be liable, who is going to be liable?
That's the question I believe everybody's asking.
So a data controller is always liable for any breach that happens, as far as that breach is as a result of the actions or inactions of the data controller. So data subjects, that's Nigerians now, yes, they have their rights. There are rights that they have. The rights of privacy, once infringed on or breached, they have a right to even sue. All right, so I expect that perhaps the CBN might just be trying to cover itself, globally and universally. Yeah. But in terms of when the specific cases come up, I do not think that those terms can serve.
Well, fantastic stuff, sound stuff, excellent. Thank you so much, Senator, for joining us on the show. And thank you also for sharing from your wealth of knowledge and experience. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do enjoy the rest of your day. And that will be all on today's program. You can get more market updates and all the happenings captured within the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency on our website, cryptotvplus.com. Follow us on our social media, Facebook and Twitter @CryptoTVPlus to get daily info on our programs. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel, CryptoTV Plus, for more amazing content. Today's edition of the Inside Blockchain is brought to you by OKX, the leading innovative cryptocurrency exchange that offers advanced financial services. Thank you for joining us. I am Ihenyen. Till next week.
And keep watching Crypto TV. Don't touch that. Peace.
This program is brought to you by OKX, the most trusted digital asset exchange.